If your legs have been feeling weak lately, or you've been noticing discomfort, numbness, or maybe even cramping when you walk, stand, or try to get up from a chair, don't brush it off as just getting older. Because while age can play a role, there are actually some hidden reasons why your legs might be losing strength faster than they should. And one of those reasons could be something you're doing every day without realizing it. Today, I'm going to walk you through what's really behind leg weakness after 60, and more importantly, what you can do to turn it around. We'll cover 7 common foods that may be breaking your legs down from the inside, plus 2 vitamins that most folks think are helping, but are actually making things worse. Stick around, because even small changes can make a huge difference in how steady and strong your legs feel. Now here's what I want you to understand right out of the gate. Leg strength is more than just muscle. It's also about circulation, nerve function, hydration, and even your gut health. That's why today isn't about exercise tips. Nope, today is about the silent everyday choices, like what's on your plate, that could be the reason you're losing your independence, one step at a time. What you eat can either help your legs stay strong or weaken them so much that you end up fearing stairs or needing help to get up from the couch. And you'll be shocked at how many healthy foods are actually part of the problem. Let's dive in with the first common food that could be slowly draining the strength right out of your legs: canned fruit. Yep, even though it might seem like a smart, convenient option, especially if you're trying to get more fruit in your diet, canned fruit is often loaded with added sugars and syrups that spike your blood sugar levels. That constant spike and crash messes with your circulation, your energy, and your nerves, especially in the legs. Over time, this kind of sugar overload can damage the small vessels in your lower extremities, leading to poor oxygen flow, numbness, and a burning sensation. Not to mention that syrupy sweetness feeds bad gut bacteria, which can indirectly trigger inflammation and leg pain. Food number 2 that can secretly be harming your legs is white bread. And I'm talking about the soft, fluffy stuff that melts in your mouth. It may taste comforting, but this highly processed carbohydrate quickly turns into sugar in your bloodstream. It gives you that short burst of energy, then leaves you more fatigued than before. White bread also lacks the essential nutrients your legs depend on to stay strong, like magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins. On top of that, the blood sugar roller coaster caused by refined carbs contributes to nerve damage over time, which can make your legs feel heavy or weak, especially when you stand for long periods. Now, the third food might surprise you because it's something many people think of as a protein-packed staple: deli meat. Whether it's ham, turkey, or roast beef slices, deli meats are typically packed with sodium, nitrates, and preservatives. That sodium causes water retention, which can lead to swollen legs and ankles, while nitrates contribute to inflammation in the blood vessels and nerves. You might notice your legs feeling puffy, tired, or tight after a lunch loaded with cold cuts. That's not your imagination. That's your body reacting to chemical overload. Not to mention, these meats often lack the high-quality protein your muscles truly need to stay resilient. Number 4 is one I see way too many people overusing after the age of 60. Calcium-fortified orange juice. It's marketed as a bone health drink, but most of these fortified juices are super acidic and high in sugar. That acidity can leach calcium from your bones over time, the exact opposite of what you want. Plus, that added calcium isn't always bioavailable, which means your body might not absorb it properly. And again, the sugar content can cause those circulation issues we've been talking about, leading to tingling, fatigue, and muscle cramps in the legs. So if you're waking up with stiff legs in the morning, your orange juice might be part of the reason. All right, let's get into food number 5, and this one is a sneaky one: vegetable oil. Now I know it sounds like a healthy option. Hey, it's made from vegetables, right? But oils like canola, soybean, and corn oil are heavily processed and high in omega-6 fatty acids, which throw off your body's inflammation balance. When omega-6s overpower omega-3s in your diet, your joints can start aching, your blood vessels can stiffen, and your muscles can feel inflamed, especially in your legs. These oils also get reused and reheated in a lot of takeout and restaurant food, which turns them even more toxic. That buildup of oxidized oils can affect your nerves and even contribute to chronic leg weakness. Moving on to food number 6, and this is a tough one for a lot of people: cheese, especially processed cheese. Now look, I'm not saying you can never enjoy cheese again, but you need to know what it's doing. Processed cheeses are full of sodium, saturated fat, and artificial additives that can stiffen up your arteries and make it harder for blood to flow down into your legs. And when your circulation suffers, so does your leg strength. Your muscles aren't getting the nutrients or oxygen they need, and over time that leads to fatigue, heaviness, and even pain when you try to walk. And finally, food number 7, the one that shocks most people when I bring it up, is energy bars. You know, the ones that claim to be full of protein and great for a snack on the go? Many of those bars are basically just candy bars in disguise. They're packed with sugars, preservatives, and inflammatory oils, and they often lack any real nutrition. Some even contain hidden caffeine or stimulants that can mess with your nervous system, leaving your legs feeling jittery, then drained. If you're reaching for these thinking they're helping your muscles recover or stay strong, you could actually be doing the opposite. Now, before we move on to the vitamins, because yes, 2 of them are doing real damage, I want you to pause and think about this. How many of these 7 foods are showing up in your regular routine? Even just 1 or 2, eaten daily, can add up fast. You may not feel the damage overnight, but your legs sure will over time. Weakness, pain, numbness, loss of balance. It doesn't just come with age. It often comes from everyday choices that you can control. And when you make the right adjustments, the results can be dramatic. So let's now talk about something even sneakier than food. Something that comes in a little pill and promises health, but might be stealing it instead. Let's talk vitamins. Now, I know it sounds crazy. How could a vitamin actually hurt you, right? You've been told for years that vitamins are essential, especially as you get older. But 2 common vitamins that are supposed to help you stay strong and energized are actually contributing to weak legs, balance problems, and poor circulation. And the worst part, these aren't some obscure supplements nobody uses. These are 2 of the most popular vitamins people over 60 take every single day, often because their doctor or a label said it was good for bones, immunity, or heart health. But here's the deal. Too much of these 2 vitamins can lead to serious problems with your legs and even raise your risk of falling. So what's the first one? It's vitamin A. Now, don't get me wrong, your body does need some vitamin A. It helps with vision, skin, and immune function. But when you take high doses of it, especially the synthetic form you find in a lot of multivitamins, it can build up in your body and become toxic. One of the biggest issues? It can interfere with your body's ability to absorb vitamin D properly, throw off calcium balance, and even cause bone thinning. That's right. Too much vitamin A can make your bones weaker, not stronger. It can also contribute to nerve issues, including tingling, burning, or weakness in your legs, especially when you're walking or climbing stairs. And here's the kicker. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means it stores in your liver and builds up over time. It's not like vitamin C where you just pee out the extra. This one sticks around. So if you're taking a multivitamin every day and it includes preformed vitamin A, listed as retinol palmitate or retinol acetate, you could be silently damaging your joints, nerves, and even increasing your risk of hip fractures. I've seen folks who thought they were doing the right thing end up with balance problems and nerve pain, all because of long-term overuse of this one vitamin. Now, the second worst vitamin for your legs is one that's often praised as the sunshine vitamin. Yep, vitamin D. I know. We've all heard that we need more vitamin D, especially as we age. But here's the truth. Taking high doses of synthetic vitamin D, and especially D2 or even D3 in very large amounts, can cause more harm than good. It can raise your calcium levels too high, which may lead to calcium building up in soft tissues instead of bones. That can cause muscle cramps, joint stiffness, and even make it harder for your heart to pump blood effectively. And guess what gets hit first when your circulation suffers? That's right, your legs. Too much vitamin D can also interfere with magnesium and potassium levels, which are critical for nerve function and muscle control. And when those minerals drop too low, your legs can feel twitchy, shaky, or straight up weak. You might feel like your knees want to buckle, or you just don't have the stamina to walk far. That's not just age, that's chemical imbalance. I've seen people who were told to take 5,000 IU of vitamin D every single day without ever getting their blood tested. And sure enough, they started having nerve symptoms and couldn't figure out why. It wasn't until they stopped the supplement and rebalanced their minerals that their legs started feeling normal again. So if you're taking a daily multivitamin or separate pills for vitamin A or vitamin D, it's time to check the labels and your blood work. More isn't always better. In fact, too much can be just as bad as not enough. Instead of blindly following the dose on the bottle, you should work with someone who can test your actual nutrient levels. Because the last thing you want is to be unknowingly weakening your own legs with something that's supposed to help you. And remember, your body doesn't just need vitamins, it needs balance. That includes getting the right amounts of minerals, fatty acids, hydration, and of course, real food. Now that you know the 7 foods and 2 vitamins that can chip away at your leg strength, I want to shift into the good stuff. The habits, foods, and nutrients that can restore leg power, bring back energy, and even improve your walking confidence. We're going to talk about simple ways to support nerve health, boost circulation, and bring oxygen-rich blood all the way down to your calves, feet, and toes. Because believe me, when you get this part right, everything changes. You feel stronger, steadier, and more in control of your body. And the best part, you don't need expensive treatments or complicated workouts. Just smart, consistent changes that start in your kitchen and your supplement cabinet. Let's start with one of the most important nutrients your legs depend on, magnesium. If there's one mineral that almost everyone over 60 is low in, it's this one. And that's a problem because magnesium is crucial for your muscles to function properly. Without enough of it, your legs can cramp, shake, or feel downright unstable. It's also key for nerve signals. So when magnesium is too low, you might get that pins and needles sensation or even burning pain in your thighs or calves. The good news? You can fix this fast. Start by eating more leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard. Add in some pumpkin seeds and talk to your doctor about magnesium glycinate. It's one of the most absorbable forms and gentle on the stomach. Next up, potassium. Now, most folks think of bananas when they hear potassium, and that's not wrong, but bananas alone won't cut it if you've got serious leg weakness or cramps. Potassium helps your muscles contract and relax smoothly. It works hand in hand with sodium to keep your muscles firing the way they're supposed to. But here's the thing, if you're eating a lot of processed food or you're on certain medications like diuretics, your potassium could be way too low without you even realizing it. That low potassium can cause twitchy muscles, leg fatigue, and even irregular heartbeat. So bring in more potassium-rich foods like avocados, sweet potatoes, and white beans. And again, blood work can help make sure you're getting the right amount. All right, now let's talk about something that often gets ignored, but plays a massive role in circulation, and that's hydration. I know it sounds too simple, but trust me, most people over 60 walk around partially dehydrated every day. And when you're low on fluids, your blood gets thicker, your circulation slows, and your muscles, especially in your legs, don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need. That's when fatigue sets in. Try starting your day with a glass of water before coffee and sip throughout the day. And if plain water bores you, add a splash of lemon or a pinch of sea salt to improve absorption. Electrolyte drinks can help too, but skip the sugary stuff. Look for clean options with magnesium and potassium included. Now let's switch gears to movement, because how you move your body directly affects how strong and steady your legs feel. One of the best things you can do? Daily ankle and calf activation. See, the lower leg muscles are like your second heart. They help pump blood back up to your core. But if you sit a lot, or if your ankles and calves are tight, that pump gets sluggish. Every morning and evening, try simple ankle circles, heel lifts, and calf stretches. You can even do them seated. These small moves help keep circulation flowing, reduce swelling, and send more nutrients down to your legs. It may not seem like much, but over time, it adds up, and people often report less heaviness, more control, and better balance just from this. Another game changer? Toe splaying. Yep, spreading out your toes may sound silly, but it actually activates tiny muscles in your feet that control your entire leg alignment. When those muscles are weak or lazy, your balance suffers, and your knees and hips can take on extra strain. Spend a few minutes each day barefoot, trying to spread your toes apart and grip the ground gently. You can do this while brushing your teeth, watching TV, or cooking. Bonus tip: try standing on a towel and scrunching it with your toes. That builds foot strength and helps your entire leg chain get more stable. And when your base is stable, your whole body feels stronger. Of course, we can't forget about circulation boosting foods. One of my favorites? Beets. Whether it's beet juice, roasted beets, or a beet powder supplement, this root vegetable is packed with natural nitrates that help open up your blood vessels. That means more blood flow to your legs, better oxygen delivery, and faster recovery after walking or exercise. Another great option is dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa. It contains flavonoids that support vascular health. Just a small square a day can help. And don't forget about garlic and turmeric. Both are anti-inflammatory and help thin the blood naturally, reducing clot risk and improving leg sensation over time. Finally, let's talk about your nervous system, because without healthy nerves, your leg muscles just can't perform. One nutrient that's critical here is vitamin B12. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid, which means we absorb less B12 from food. And if your B12 drops too low, you might experience numbness, tingling, or even burning in your feet and lower legs. Some folks also report memory problems or brain fog because B12 affects your brain just as much as your nerves. A simple blood test can check your levels, and if you're low, ask your doctor about methylcobalamin, the active form that your body uses more easily. And remember, you want to avoid those cheap synthetic versions in discount vitamins. They often don't absorb well and can actually compete with your natural B12. All right, so now that we've covered the must-haves, let's dive into one of the biggest mistakes I see people making, especially when they're trying to do the right thing. And that mistake is taking the wrong multivitamin. You'd be shocked at how many over-the-counter multis are loaded with mega doses of vitamin A and vitamin D. Now, don't get me wrong, both vitamins are essential in the right amounts. But when you start piling on synthetic versions every day, that's when problems show up, especially in your legs. You might think more is better, but in this case, more can mean stiffness, inflammation, and even nerve issues. It's not about avoiding all vitamins. It's about avoiding the wrong forms and the wrong doses. Let's start with vitamin A. It sounds harmless, right? But here's the thing. Most multivitamins use the synthetic version called retinol palmitate or retinol acetate. And when you take that daily, especially on top of what you're already getting from food, it builds up in your system. Too much of this version can lead to joint pain, bone loss, muscle weakness, and liver strain. In fact, many people with unexplained aches in their legs are shocked to find out it was their multivitamin all along. Instead of the synthetic kind, get your vitamin A from beta-carotene found in colorful veggies like carrots, squash, and sweet potatoes. Your body only converts what it needs and skips the rest. Next up, vitamin D. I know, it's one of the most talked about nutrients out there. And yes, it's crucial for bone health. But here's where things get tricky. Most people are taking high-dose D supplements, like 2,000, 5,000, even 10,000 IU every single day, without ever checking their levels first. And when you overshoot, you throw off your body's calcium balance. That extra calcium can end up in soft tissues like your joints, arteries, or muscles, especially your legs. This can lead to pain, stiffness, or even poor blood flow. If you're supplementing D, make sure you're also getting enough vitamin K2, which helps shuttle calcium into your bones where it belongs, not your arteries or soft tissues. And that's not all. Too much vitamin D can actually weaken muscles over time. Yep, that's right. Some studies have shown that extremely high D levels are linked to reduced muscle function, especially in the legs. So if you've been taking high doses thinking it'll keep your bones strong, but you're actually feeling more wobbly or stiff, it's time to check your levels. Ideally, you want your D levels between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter, not over 100 like some people think is better. And remember, sunlight is still the best source of D. It's free, natural, and comes with the benefit of a little outdoor movement too, which your legs love. So what do you do if you're already taking a multivitamin or D supplement and your legs feel worse? First, don't panic. Talk to your healthcare provider and request blood work. Check your vitamin D, calcium, parathyroid hormone, PTH, and liver enzymes. If you've been taking synthetic A or D for months or years, it may take some time for your body to rebalance. You may need to stop supplements temporarily and focus on food-based nutrients instead. Leafy greens, sunlight, eggs, and orange vegetables can give you what you need without overloading your system. And once you're back in balance, your legs will often start feeling lighter, stronger, and more energized within weeks. And here's the really important part. Don't trust every supplement on the shelf. Just because a bottle says natural doesn't mean it's good for you. Look for brands that are third-party tested, use methylated B vitamins, no synthetic dyes, and no megadoses of fat-soluble vitamins unless prescribed. Also, avoid anything with DL-alpha tocopherol. That's the synthetic version of vitamin E, which can block the benefits of natural E in your body. Stick with real food first, then supplement only where needed. Your legs will thank you. Less pain, better strength, and more freedom to walk, climb stairs, and live your life without feeling like your lower half is giving out on you. Now let's bring this all together. Strong, steady legs after 60 aren't about pushing harder or doing extreme exercises. It's about supporting your body from the inside out, getting the right minerals like magnesium and potassium, drinking enough water, activating circulation, and avoiding the supplements that quietly sabotage your health. Most people don't realize how much power they have to change how their legs feel just by changing what they eat and what they take daily. You don't need fancy gadgets or endless doctor visits. You need smart habits, the right nutrients, and a little consistency. You take care of your legs and they'll carry you confidently through the years ahead. Now let's move into one of the most overlooked reasons for weak, tired legs, and that's poor nerve health. You might be getting enough calcium, potassium, even doing stretches daily, but if your nerves aren't firing right, your legs won't move properly. It'll feel like you're dragging your body around. And what do your nerves need? They need the B vitamins, especially B1, thiamine, B6, and B12. Without enough of these, nerve signals slow down, your muscles don't contract correctly, and you can end up with tingling, burning, or even numbness in your feet or legs. That's why a lot of older folks say it feels like their legs fall asleep or buzz for no reason. Here's the catch. Not all B vitamins are created equal. You want the methylated forms like methylcobalamin for B12 and P5P for B6. These are the active forms your body can use right away, especially if you've got genetic variations like MTHFR that affect how you absorb and convert vitamins. And for B1, go with benfotiamine. That form crosses into the nervous system better than regular thiamine. A daily combo of these three can wake up the nerves in your legs, improve circulation, and help restore that youthful spring in your step. Don't wait until full-blown neuropathy sets in. Nerve repair is possible, but it takes time. Another hidden culprit? Poor hydration. I know it sounds too simple, but dehydration causes more leg problems than most people realize. When you're not drinking enough water, especially if you're taking medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills, your muscles can cramp, your blood flow slows down, and your body struggles to flush out toxins. All of that leads to heavy, aching legs. Try starting each day with 16 ounces of water with a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon. That helps restore electrolytes and gets your digestive system and circulation going first thing. Then aim for half your body weight in ounces throughout the day. Let's not forget about movement. I'm not talking about running marathons or hitting the gym 6 days a week. I mean purposeful, daily movement, like walking, stretching, light resistance bands, or even a few minutes of squats at your kitchen counter. The goal isn't intensity, it's consistency. Every time you move your legs, you pump blood, oxygen, and nutrients into the muscles and nerves. That keeps them alive and active. Even something as simple as ankle circles while watching TV or doing a set of toe lifts while brushing your teeth can make a big difference if you do it regularly. What about people who say they're just too tired to move? Well, that fatigue might not be laziness. It could be mitochondrial burnout. Your leg muscles run on energy created by mitochondria. If your diet's full of processed carbs, if you're low on CoQ10 or magnesium, or if you've been on statins, your cells might not be making enough ATP, your body's fuel. Add in poor sleep and chronic stress, and it's no wonder your legs feel like bricks. That's where nutrients like CoQ10, alpha-lipoic acid, and L-carnitine come in. They support cellular energy, especially in older adults, and can help restore stamina and reduce that dead weight feeling. Another thing that steals leg strength fast? Sedentary habits. I'm talking about hours spent sitting, in the car, on the couch, or behind a screen. Your body adapts to whatever position you spend the most time in, and if you're sitting all day, your glutes, hamstrings, and quads weaken. Over time, your balance gets worse, your coordination drops, and your risk of falling skyrockets. So try this. Every 30 minutes, stand up, stretch, and take a lap around your house. Just 2 minutes of movement can activate your core and leg muscles enough to undo some of that sitting damage. So to sum this section up, don't ignore the basics. Strong legs aren't just about exercise. They're about hydration, smart supplementation, nerve health, and daily habits. Avoid synthetic vitamins like A and D in megadoses. Prioritize real food, the right forms of B vitamins, and natural movement. If you've got tightness, cramping, tingling, or fatigue in your legs, it's not a mystery. Your body's trying to tell you something. And when you give it what it needs, nutrients, blood flow, energy, it'll respond. Even if you've been struggling for years, your legs can absolutely get stronger, more flexible, and pain-free again. Now, as we head into the final stretch, let's circle back to a powerful truth most people don't hear enough. Your legs are your lifeline. When they're strong, steady, and pain-free, everything in life gets easier. You move more, sleep better, stay independent longer, and even your brain works better. But when your legs are weak or stiff, it snowballs. Your energy drops, your balance goes out the window, and simple things, like climbing stairs or walking across the room, become exhausting. And that's why this conversation matters. Because the sooner you take action, the faster your body can begin to repair. Let's be honest, this isn't about chasing youth or trying to look like a fitness model. This is about freedom. The freedom to stand up without groaning, to walk through a grocery store without clinging to a cart, to play with your grandkids, go dancing, garden, travel, whatever lights you up. And yes, your legs are the foundation of that freedom. The good news? Even if you've ignored them for years, it's not too late. Muscles respond fast. Circulation can improve. Nerves can wake up, but it takes the right tools. Starting with cutting out the stuff that's dragging you down. And that brings us back to those 2 vitamins we warned about earlier. Vitamin A and vitamin D. Again, these 2 are essential, but only in moderation and only from natural sources. The problem is when people load up on synthetic versions like high-dose D3 pills or cod liver oil with concentrated vitamin A, it starts messing with your calcium, stiffening your arteries, and doing more harm than good. Your best bet? Get your vitamin D from safe sun exposure and your vitamin A from beta-carotene-rich veggies, like sweet potatoes, carrots, and dark leafy greens. Your body will convert only what it needs and toss the rest. If you're dealing with joint stiffness, nerve pain, or brittle bones, look at your supplement cabinet. If you've got megadose D or A sitting there, talk to your doctor and reconsider. You might be better off with a lower dose multivitamin that uses whole food forms or switching to things like vitamin K2, magnesium, and boron to help direct calcium where it belongs. Trust me, you'll start to feel a difference. Less tightness, fewer cramps, and better flexibility. It's all about working with your body, not against it. Also, don't overlook the mental side of leg health. That might sound odd, but your mindset matters. If you believe you're too old, too far gone, or just stuck like this, your body listens. But when you shift into hope and action, everything changes. You start noticing progress, a little more strength, a little less pain. You walk a bit farther, rest a little less, and those tiny wins stack up. So don't count yourself out. Whether you're 45 or 85, your legs can absolutely improve. And here's a bonus most people forget: sleep. Your legs do most of their repair work at night. That's when tissues rebuild, nerves recover, and circulation improves. If you're skimping on sleep or dealing with insomnia, you're stealing healing time from your legs. Try creating a wind-down routine. Turn off screens an hour before bed, sip a cup of chamomile tea, and consider adding magnesium glycinate to your nightly routine. It can calm your muscles, quiet your mind, and support deeper sleep, so your body can do its job. So here's the bottom line. You've got more power than you think. Leg weakness, stiffness, pain, it's not just aging. It's a call for better nutrition, smarter movement, and fewer toxic habits. Ditch those 2 dangerous vitamins in synthetic form. Cut the processed junk. Fuel your body with real food, move daily, hydrate, and support your nerves. It doesn't take perfection, just commitment. Day by day, your body will respond. And before you know it, you'll feel lighter, stronger, and more alive than you have in years. Take that first step today, because your best legs are still ahead of you.